Oh, no. Oh, it moved! It moved!
The footage usually starts quietly. A farm at night, an empty road, a trail camera blinking in the dark. Then something moves that should not be there. Ordinary people, in ordinary places, suddenly come face to face with creatures that defy logic and explanation. From farms where livestock is lifted with unnatural strength, to roads where seven-limbed figures lunge at cars, and forests where humanoid shapes turn to stare back, these encounters would leave you shocked.
You never know what you're gonna see here.
Man found a vile creature on his farm. A quiet night in Austin, Texas, turned into a nightmare for a local farmer when his trail camera captured something that defied explanation. At 11:43 p.m., the footage revealed a thin, bony-backed, canine-like creature gripping one of his sheep with terrifying ease. The animal did not drag the sheep. Instead, it lifted the massive 300-pound animal using only its jaw and hind legs. This was a puzzling act no known predator could perform. Gripped by fear, the farmer rushed outside and witnessed a struggle that seemed impossible. The sheep fought desperately, but the creature showed no strain. Its movements were too fluid and calculated to be natural. Suddenly, the farmer's German shepherd, Igor, charged at the beast without hesitation. The creature reacted in a way that stunned everyone who later reviewed the footage. It shifted its stance and posture, confusing the dog and making it hard to track. Then, with astonishing speed, it leapt away as if gravity barely applied to it. By the time the farmer reached the area, the creature was gone. There were no tracks, no sounds, and no explanation. Experts admitted that no known four-legged animal could perform the actions recorded that night. The livestock remained shaken, and questions lingered long after. The Missouri farm predator caught on camera. In rural Missouri, a farmer believed his property was safe and peaceful. That assumption ended abruptly when his trail camera captured footage of a powerful predator attempting to steal one of his sheep. At first glance, the creature resembled a wolf, but a closer inspection revealed unsettling differences. Its snout was elongated, its teeth were unnaturally large, and its face had a strange resemblance to a sloth bear, an animal not native to North America. The predator forced its way through a wooden fence and became stuck. Massive claws gripped the wood with alarming strength. But unlike a typical trapped animal, it did not panic. Instead, it tested the fence carefully, adjusting its position deliberately until it freed itself and disappeared into the darkness. The farmer installed additional cameras in hopes of capturing more evidence. Wildlife officials were unable to identify the species. Whatever the creature was, it never returned. Some believe it was intelligent enough to understand that it had been seen. The incident left the farmer and the local community on edge. The starfish-like road creature, Montana. Near Great Falls, Montana, a woman driving along a quiet rural road noticed something unusual on the roadside. At first, she assumed it was debris, but then it moved. The creature had 7 limbs, dark skin with yellow markings, and it crawled in a way that seemed impossible. Curious and alarmed, the woman slowed down and began recording with her phone. The creature then rose on 2 limbs and lunged toward her vehicle. A sickly yellow-green underside became visible, causing her fear to spike. She accelerated away, watching as it retreated into a puddle of dirty water and seemed to blend perfectly with its surroundings. Locals later speculated it might be an aquatic anomaly displaced from nearby rivers. Its unusual body structure and movement made classification impossible. No similar sightings were reported afterward, leaving residents and online viewers wondering if the creature had learned to hide from humans. The woman's footage went viral, prompting biologists to investigate, but no definitive explanation emerged. The goblin drinking from a toxic pond, Arabian Peninsula. In the southern Arabian Peninsula, a man walking near a small pond encountered a creature that defied reason. The figure was hairless, humanoid, and crouched low at the edge of polluted water. As the man approached, the creature slowly turned its thin, crooked body toward him. Its skin clung tightly to bone, and it had a long white goatee, pointed ears, and sunken eyes. It continued drinking from the toxic water without hesitation or visible discomfort. When it noticed the man watching, it turned fully toward the camera, causing the man to flee in fear. He later described a silent but powerful presence that felt intelligent and aware. Despite the unsettling encounter, no other footage has ever surfaced, and the location remains undisclosed. Some locals suggest the creature may be a remnant of regional folklore. Others believe it could be a previously unknown species capable of surviving in harsh, polluted conditions. Whether myth or reality, the sighting continues to unsettle anyone who sees the footage. Winged humanoid in the Appalachian Mountains. Deep in the Appalachian Mountains, a remote trail camera captured footage that challenged all understanding of wildlife. The camera recorded a humanoid figure cautiously approaching a water source. Its head was elongated and shaped more like a bird than a mammal, with a beak-like mouth and short pointed ears. Its eyes reflected light in a strange, eerie glow. Long, disproportionate limbs ended in oversized hands and feet. Its skin was hairless, except for a thin patch trailing down the back of its head. As the creature bent to drink, two massive fly-like wings folded against its back became visible. They were thin, veined, and frighteningly real. The figure moved with careful, deliberate motions, almost as if aware it was being observed. The footage ended abruptly, while the creature was mid-motion, leaving viewers and experts unsettled and unable to explain the phenomenon. The area surrounding the camera showed no other signs of life, tracks, or disturbances. Local authorities and wildlife experts could not provide any explanation, and speculation online ranges from genetic mutation to previously undocumented species or even cryptid activity. The incident remains a chilling mystery in one of the most secluded parts of North America. The Chernobyl Exclusion Zone Abomination. Inside the abandoned Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, a man recorded something crawling across the contaminated ground that was impossible to ignore. The creature appeared slimy, veined, and covered in pale, orb-like growths that pulsated rhythmically across its back. Its movements were slow but intentional. It reacted subtly to sound and nearby activity. The man filming was careful enough to maintain distance while documenting every movement. Many online viewers believed the footage could be fabricated. However, the level of detail and interaction with the environment made it difficult to dismiss. The effects of radiation in Chernobyl are well documented, and many species have developed unusual physical traits or mutations. This creature, if real, could represent an extreme case of genetic abnormalities caused by long-term exposure. Scientists, cryptozoologists, and documentary enthusiasts have debated the footage extensively. No additional sightings have been confirmed, and no physical evidence has been recovered. The encounter remains one of the most mysterious pieces of visual evidence to emerge from the exclusion zone, reminding the world that radiation can have unexpected and sometimes terrifying consequences on living organisms. Massive reptilian creature in Delaware Park. A security camera near a park in Delaware recorded a figure that terrified viewers and experts alike. The creature emerged silently from the trees, crouched low, with a large hump rising behind its shoulders. Its thick tail dragged along the ground as it moved with deliberate caution. The size of the animal suggested immense strength, yet it moved quietly. Authorities searched the park immediately after reviewing the footage but found no tracks, no signs of disturbance, and no physical evidence to explain what had been seen. Locals speculated about escaped exotic animals, cryptids, or unknown reptilian species, but the creature's gait and structure did not match any known wildlife in the area. The footage circulated online, and many cryptid enthusiasts labeled it one of the most convincing reptilian encounters ever captured on camera. Scientists caution against jumping to conclusions but cannot provide a logical explanation. For the community, the footage remains a chilling reminder that even familiar parks can hide secrets, and some mysteries may never be solved. The gutter mutation. In Oklahoma, a resident was filming storm runoff when something extraordinary appeared. At first, it looked like an eel sliding through the water, but the creature's head was distinctly shaped like a dolphin. Flipper-like limbs moved with precision, allowing it to navigate the narrow gutter with unusual control. The resident filmed in disbelief as the creature grabbed small debris in its limbs before slipping back into the water. The ripples it left behind were the only evidence that it had existed. Experts who later examined the footage noted that no known aquatic animal should have that combination of features. Its dolphin-shaped head and limbs suggested a hybrid or unknown mutation. The event raised concerns about undiscovered species living close to human habitation. The resident attempted to follow it downstream but found nothing. Online viewers speculated whether it could be a rare mutation, a cryptid, or the result of environmental contamination. The footage spread rapidly, leaving biologists and enthusiasts both puzzled and captivated. Despite the short duration of the encounter, it was a clear example of how unusual and unpredictable wildlife can be, even in urban environments. The gutter mutation in Oklahoma remains an unresolved and chilling mystery. Skinwalker dog transformation. A trail camera captured footage of what appeared to be a stray dog standing in a clearing. At first, it behaved like any other animal, remaining still and alert. Within moments, its face began to warp and distort unnaturally. The eyes shifted shape, the snout lengthened, and its posture changed dramatically. Its features twisted as if caught between two forms. Observers online believe the footage may show a skinwalker mid-transformation. Its limbs bent in ways a normal dog could not, and its movements were both fluid and unnatural. The camera eventually cut out before the transformation completed, leaving viewers with an incomplete and disturbing record. Locals reported hearing strange sounds in the area following the sighting. Many theories have emerged online, from folklore to paranormal interpretations. Experts caution against taking the footage as proof of supernatural activity, but admit that the creature's behavior is difficult to reconcile with known wildlife. The incomplete footage has only fueled speculation, and no additional sightings have been confirmed. The skinwalker dog transformation remains one of the most unsettling and enigmatic recordings of cryptid-like behavior ever captured. The cave anomaly. Teenagers exploring a remote cave in Australia captured footage of a creature that left them shaken and confused. The animal appeared jellyfish-like, with 11 leg-like appendages that moved independently. It reacted instantly when provoked by a thrown rock, grabbing the object and expelling water from openings on its body. Its reactions were precise, almost as if it understood the danger and was defending itself. The teenagers maintained a safe distance while filming, but the creature's intelligence and speed were undeniable. The appearance of the creature was unlike any known species, both terrestrial and aquatic. Experts who later reviewed the footage noted its strange body structure and immediate reaction to stimuli. The teenagers reported feeling a mix of fear and awe, unsure whether they had discovered a new species or witnessed something completely unexplainable. Despite skepticism from some viewers, the realism in the footage left many unsettled. No other reports or sightings followed, and the cave remains off-limits to the public. The cave anomaly footage continues to intrigue scientists, explorers, and cryptid enthusiasts alike, demonstrating that even well-studied regions can conceal extraordinary unknown life forms. The hellhound footage. In Argentina, a dark figure was captured on camera sitting unnaturally still in a field at night. Its body was long-limbed, almost skeletal, and its posture did not resemble any known animal. Observers noted that its movements were minimal, precise, and calculated, giving the impression of an intelligent predator. Many speculated that it might be a hellhound or a creature linked to local folklore such as the lobizon. The surrounding area showed no signs of tracks, disturbance, or other wildlife activity. The figure's stillness and eerie presence left the witness terrified. When the camera cut out, the creature vanished without a trace. Online viewers were captivated, as they debated whether the sighting represented a cryptid, a deformed animal, or a paranormal entity. Scientists remain skeptical, but cannot provide a definitive explanation. Local residents reported an increase in mysterious noises in the area following the sighting. The footage remains one of the most chilling examples of unexplained nocturnal wildlife activity ever documented. The glowing-eyed figure. While camping in Utah, a man noticed glowing eyes staring at him from the darkness. There was no accompanying sound, and the lights seemed to watch his every movement. He froze, unsure of the source or size of the creature. Moments later, the glowing eyes vanished completely, leaving him in silence and fear. He fled the campsite, abandoning his belongings. The encounter left him shaken and questioning whether he had seen an animal, a human, or something entirely different. Local wildlife officials could not explain the sighting, and no footprints or other evidence were found. Online viewers speculate that the figure could have been a cryptid, a nocturnal predator, or even a paranormal entity. The man's description of the glowing eyes and their intelligent observation of him adds a level of unease unmatched by typical wildlife encounters. The glowing-eyed figure incident demonstrates how quickly ordinary situations can become frightening when the unknown appears. The deer with two heads. A viral clip showed a deer walking calmly through the woods with what appeared to be two fully formed heads. Some viewers argued it was a trick of the camera angle, but others believed it captured a rare and unsettling genetic mutation. The deer moved with normal gait and posture, displaying no visible distress. Experts in wildlife genetics note that two-headed animals are extremely rare and often do not survive long in the wild, making this sighting really extraordinary. The The footage drew immediate attention online, with viewers expressing disbelief and curiosity. The deer's calm behavior suggested it had adapted to its unusual condition, at least temporarily. Attempts to locate the animal afterward failed, and no additional footage has been confirmed. Scientists and cryptid enthusiasts alike have debated whether the clip represents a natural mutation, a hoax, or an undiscovered anomaly. Regardless of the explanation, the sighting remains deeply unsettling for anyone who witnesses it. The two-headed deer has become one of the most mysterious and talked about animals captured on camera in recent years. The possessed spider. Real-life footage showed a spider behaving unnaturally under the influence of a parasitic fungus. The cordyceps fungus controlled the spider, forcing it to climb higher than usual. Once in an elevated position, the fungus would eventually release spores to spread to other organisms. The spider's behavior was no longer voluntary. Scientists studying the footage noted the precision of the fungus's manipulation. The creature moved mechanically, ignoring its instincts to hunt or avoid danger. This is a documented phenomenon, not fiction, and serves as one of nature's most disturbing examples of control over living creatures. Observers online were captivated by the footage, often describing it as both horrifying and fascinating. The spider eventually became stationary at a high point, awaiting the fungus's reproductive cycle. The possessed spider footage is a chilling example of how parasitic organisms can dominate their hosts in ways that seem more science fiction than reality. The real-life fairy. A woman hiking in a forested area of Japan recorded a tiny winged humanoid perched on a tree branch. She described it as no larger than a small bird, with delicate, translucent wings and humanoid features. As she approached, the figure vanished into a tree hollow. On another occasion, she recorded a similar tiny creature calmly sitting on a branch. The woman, however, refused to share the location to prevent disturbance or harm. Experts in folklore suggest it may represent a living fairy or a previously undocumented species. The realism of the footage, including natural movements and interactions with the environment, left viewers unsettled. Despite skepticism, the encounters appeared genuine, capturing something small, intelligent, and elusive. The black blob that walked through a door. A quiet evening inside a small home turned into something unsettling when a strange black shape appeared. It was amorphous and moved across the floor with an eerie, fluid motion. The homeowner seemed unaware at first, recording a casual video as if nothing unusual was happening. Then the black blob reached the screen door. At that moment, the impossible seemed to occur. The object did not pause, bounce, or hesitate. It glided straight through the closed door. The door was a solid glass screen, confirmed by the homeowner. The movement looked natural, not like a trick of the camera. Viewers who saw the clip on Reddit debated what the creature could be. Some suggested it might be a shadow or a trick of the light. Others said it could be a pet moving quickly, perhaps even a dog. But that theory collapsed when it was revealed that the homeowner did not own a dog. Then, before anyone could ask further questions, the original poster deleted their account. No follow-up, no clarification, nothing. The sudden disappearance left only the clip itself to haunt viewers. People returned to watch it again and again, each time feeling that something was off, something beyond comprehension. Was it a glitch in reality, a hallucination, or something far stranger? Whatever it was, it left the ordinary scene of a home unrecognizable, the demon born on an Indian farm. In April 2021, a farmer in Gujarat, India, experienced an event that shocked his entire community. His goat gave birth to a creature that looked nothing like any normal animal. It was malformed, small, and grotesque in appearance. The news quickly spread through the village. Locals gathered immediately. Some whispered that the creature was a demon. Others insisted it was a sign from the divine. Within minutes, the crowd began treating the newborn as something supernatural. People worshipped it, believing it might carry a message or a blessing from God. The attention intensified when the creature died just 10 minutes later. Its brief life added a chilling layer to the story. Scientists later suggested that genetic mutation or disease could explain the anomaly, but their explanations felt insufficient to the villagers. They had already interpreted the event through the lens of tradition and fear. The images of the creature circulated on social media, and similar cases began emerging elsewhere in India. Each incident reignited debates over the boundary between biology and the supernatural. The event became a story that was remembered not just for its strangeness, but for the intensity of human belief it exposed. It was a reminder that the world sometimes presents realities that feel wrong, disturbing, and impossible to categorize, and that human imagination and fear fill the gaps in ways that linger. The alien moth with inflatable organs. A video that went viral on Facebook showed a creature that seemed to belong to science fiction rather than the real world. It was a moth with strange, hairy tendrils erupting from its back. Many viewers recoiled in horror, calling it a mutant insect or even an alien. The truth was just as remarkable. The moth was a real species called the Creatonotos moth, native to Southeast Asia and Australia. Those appendages were male scent glands, known as coromata, that inflate like balloons when the moth is ready to attract a mate. The size of these organs depends on the chemicals the caterpillar consumed while growing. This meant the moth's grotesque appearance was shaped long before it even flew. While completely harmless to humans, the moth challenges our sense of what should exist in nature. It looks wrong, unnatural, and alien, yet evolution created it perfectly. Scientists have long studied the species, noting how its extreme adaptations make it both fascinating and unsettling. Its presence reminds viewers that the natural world can be stranger and more disturbing than fiction. The living balloon of the deep sea. In the 2012, cameras deep in the ocean captured a strange floating form drifting silently through darkness. Its body was translucent and almost balloon-like, drifting without effort in a way that looked unnatural. Viewers debated what it could be. Some thought it might be a whale placenta. Others said it could be a fishing net or discarded plastic. But the real answer was far stranger. Scientists identified the creature as Deepsteria enigmatica, a rare deep-sea jellyfish. Unlike most jellyfish, it could inflate its body like a ghostly balloon and envelop prey completely before stunning it with venom. Its appearance was perfectly adapted to survival in the crushing darkness 5,000 feet below the ocean's surface. What made the creature unsettling was not just its appearance, but its rarity. Few humans have ever seen it, and even experts understand little about its behavior. Its movement seemed alien, as though it belonged to another world entirely. Every sighting of Deepsteria enigmatica reminded viewers that Earth's oceans hold unknown creatures, many stranger than anything imagined in science fiction. It left an eerie impression that humans still only glimpse a tiny fraction of the life that exists beneath the waves. The Tasmanian tiger that refused to die. The Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine, was declared extinct in 1936, yet stories of sightings persisted for decades. One photograph taken in 1984 reignited hope and controversy. Aboriginal tracker Kevin Cameron captured an image of a striped dog-like animal with a stiff tail. It closely matched historical descriptions of the thylacine. A respected zoologist published a paper defending its authenticity. For a moment, people allowed themselves to believe extinction might not be permanent. But doubts emerged quickly. The stripes in the photo did not align perfectly. The head of the animal was obscured. Further analysis suggested the creature may have been dead. The zoologist who had supported the photograph later reversed his stance. Still, the story endures because it lives in the space between hope and reality. Could a few thylacines have survived unnoticed? Or was the desire to see them clouding human judgment? People remain captivated by the possibility of the impossible, hoping for glimpses of life that should have ended long ago. The Amarillo Zoo's unidentified animal object. In May 2022, security cameras at the Amarillo Zoo captured a bizarre figure standing just outside the fence. It was pale, bipedal, and moved in a way that was unusual enough to alert zoo officials. Authorities were contacted, and the images were shared publicly in hopes of identification. The response was immediate and chaotic. Some said the figure looked like a coyote standing upright. Others claimed it was a chupacabra. A few insisted it was a man in a costume. But no explanation fits perfectly. No follow-up footage or evidence appeared to clarify what had been seen. Over time, the story faded from public attention. The lack of closure left the incident haunting. Whether the figure was a hoax or something genuinely unexplained is still unknown. People continue to speculate online. The footage remains a reminder that not all mysteries are solved. Sometimes an encounter leaves only a fleeting moment that cannot be repeated or explained. Goliath, the tadpole that never grew up. In 218, researchers in Arizona discovered a tadpole that defied expectations. It was almost the size of a soda can, yet it never completed metamorphosis. Named Goliath, it remained in a juvenile form, unable to develop into a frog. Scientists suspected a hormonal imbalance prevented proper growth. While its body expanded, its internal systems did not mature. Goliath became a subject of study, a living anomaly that grew, but never finished development. For the scientists observing it, Goliath represented a challenge to the natural order. Its existence was brief, and in 2019 it died. Its massive body could not be sustained by its underdeveloped organs. Though harmless, Goliath was deeply unsettling because it showed what can happen when life proceeds in incomplete stages. It was a reminder that growth is not guaranteed to follow natural rules, and that nature sometimes produces results that appear wrong, unfinished, or frightening. The writhing basket, star from the deep. In 2014, an angler in Singapore filmed a creature that moved in ways that looked almost intelligent. It was a mass of branching arms, twisting and recoiling like it was thinking for itself. Viewers compared it to something alien. Experts identified it as a basket star, related to starfish. Its limbs branch repeatedly, forming a net used to trap food. When threatened, it curls into a ball, a writhing, tangled mass of arms. Basket stars are real, yet their movement makes them deeply unsettling. Sometimes they wash ashore, leaving people to confront a creature that seems alive in unnatural ways. Its existence is proof that the ocean can create life forms that are stranger and more disturbing than fiction. Watching it move gives a sense of unease because its behavior seems intelligent yet entirely alien. The tiny men behind the rock. A video from Saskatchewan shows small humanoid figures peeking out from behind a rock. They retreat quickly when noticed, as if avoiding observation. At first, it seems impossible. The figures are small, moving like children but in a way that feels off. Similar beings appear in folklore across the world, from dwarves to tricksters. Indigenous stories describe them living near streams, wearing animal hides, and causing harm when encountered. The video is grainy and distant, making it easy to dismiss, but the similarity to folklore is striking. Human culture has repeatedly told stories of beings that are just out of reach, hiding in plain sight. The clip, whether real or not, taps into a deep fear of something small, hidden, and intelligent. It raises the unsettling thought that we might not be alone in the ways we think we are. Humanity has long ignored these stories, but the images provoke a lingering doubt. Maybe there is something we have yet to fully recognize. Staring Jim, the sea monster that wasn't. In 2015, a vacation photo captured a strange face looking up from beneath the water. The image quickly went viral. People called it a mutant sea creature, a prehistoric whale, or something entirely unknown. Marine biologists studied it and determined it was a warped plastic fender shaped by sun and water. The explanation was mundane, but the photo continued to disturb viewers. Its shape was too deliberate, too organic-looking to feel ordinary. Staring Jim became an example of how humans want mysteries to exist even when reality is ordinary. It reminds us that appearances can be deceptive. Even knowing the truth, the unease remains. The story demonstrates how the ordinary can appear extraordinary. People continue to share and speculate about it, keeping the image alive in the public imagination. It is a reminder that the unknown can feel very real, even when it is not. Make sure to click the cards on the screen now for more interesting videos.